It's no secret, but the movie industry and the world of gaming are one tough crossover to nail. Movies that turn into games fail to rise past expectations, and games that turn into movies often turn out even worse. Of course, not all products of the crossover are all bad. Some companies manage to really capture the essence of their source material, with tons of video game movies coming out. Wait, Temple Run is also getting a movie? And Angry Birds? Dear God, Hollywood, what are you doing? Alright, well today we're going to count down the top 10 video games that would be awesome as movies if done right. You're on Dream Bridge Top 10. Let's quickly go over some rules. Number 1. The game cannot have already been done. This includes animated or live action. Number 2. We're going to focus on games that don't already play like movies. Number 3. One game per franchise. And lastly, 4. This list will focus mostly on my own personal opinion. So if a game you would like to see doesn't make this list, go ahead and leave a comment. That's all for rules, so grab some popcorn and let's get started. Number 10. Oddworld, Stranger's Wrath. A lot of people have heard of the Oddworld series, but not many have heard of Stranger's Wrath. The game follows a bounty hunter trying to make enough cash to cure a disease, but how he goes about his business is what makes this game such a great movie. Not only does the stranger parkour and scale the environment like an animal, which would make for some great cinematography, but it's the action of the Western world with a twist that would make this movie so great. Think Clint Eastwood meets Rayman meets GTA Crossbow Edition. Number 9. Beyond Good and Evil. If you've ever played this game, you'll know already how breathtaking the scenery is, but just imagine it in a movie. Not only is the whole game set on water, but how that would play out in scenes would be incredible. Not to mention how much traversing Jay does. Climbing rocky surfaces, searching for clues in the city, and exploring caverns would be eye-candy to any viewer. The game is so rich in story, and a good one at that. With graphics and colors that fall similar to Avatar, any moviegoer, fan or not, would get a kick out of this plot this game has to offer. Everyone loves a good crime movie, so why not bring gaming's biggest sleuth to the silver screen? Enter number 8, Phoenix Wright. The reason behind this choice is how easy it would be to introduce people unfamiliar with the franchise. Throw Phoenix into any situation and you got yourself a decent plot, or even multiple scenarios to keep the audience's attention. And of course, the climax, the courtroom battle, testing wit and deduction against the prosecutor. Personally, I would love to see a heated courtroom battle brought to life on the big screen, Phoenix Wright style. Sorry A Few Good Men, but gaming has an even better lawbringer. So as bad as video game movies go, Doom wasn't as bad as some of the others. But one of the scenes, if you haven't heard about it already, was shot purely in the first-person perspective. And when I think what video game could pull that off for a whole movie shot in the same way, the answer? Mirror's Edge. Free running and traversing the cityscape, all shot in live action, would be something out of my dreams. And with directors exploring new ways to add light onto their source material, we might even get a better look at the underground messenger ring. In my opinion, it's a sure way to sell out the box office. So, MadMax was awesome. So very awesome. And now a game for the movie is coming out too, and it looks just as awesome. But before you jump to your feet and start running for the nearest GameStop, you might already have something similar. Need a hint?
Here comes the pain train!
Boom, baby! Number 6, Borderlands. This game has everything we loved about MadMax and more, so why wouldn't it be a great movie? Imagine the car chases, the battles, the monsters, the psychos. My god, the thought alone has got me excited. If they followed a similar Mad Max Fury Road formula, Borderlands would stand a chance at being one hell of a flick. So I'm a sucker for medieval war flicks. Lord of the Rings, Braveheart, Troy, all so good with amazing characters. But one video game that I think that could really take war flicks to a new height is SoulCalibur. You got a fantastic roster of characters, a world rich in lore, a medieval setting, and some of the greatest looking costumes ever to grace fighting games. And to boot, shoot it all in live action. Not to mention that SoulCalibur rosters a spectrum of weapons and fighting styles, so you get a medieval, kung fu, Edo era war flick all in one package. Fan or not, I bet anyone would sell his or her soul to see this movie. So you may or may not know this, but one of my favorite games was the original Bioshock. The perfect amount of exploration and wonder, coupled with tension and mystery. Which is why I say, why not make a Bioshock movie? But it goes deeper than that. What I want is a Bioshock movie based on either two things. One, base the movie on the construction and creation of Rapture following Andrew Ryan as the main lead. Or two, center the movie around the 1958 New Year's Eve riots, the starting point of Rapture's decline into madness. That's just one fan's wish, but I'm sure many of you would agree. If given the option to see something like Rapture be built or destroyed, you would spend the cash for that golden ticket into those theater seats. I'm just gonna come out and say it. Vampires are awesome, if done right. Van Helsing is a perfect example of this. And you know what reminds me of Van Helsing? Castlevania. Ah yeah, straight up monster mash glory. And I can picture it now. Appearances from all of folklore's famous monsters, epic fight scenes with the Belmont family's arsenal, and the dark setting of Dracula's estate. All wrapped up with a plot that takes solely within the confines of Dracula's castle. But if the Belmont family wasn't compelling of a main character for you, I would be just as happy to see Alucard take the stage, the son of Dracula, who's also in fact out to rid the world of his vampire father. Either way, it would be the best movie for a Halloween night, making it an instant classic. There's no use sugarcoating this next entry, so here it is. Shadow of the Colossus would make for a fantastic movie. Now you're probably wondering, how? When there's no talking and such a small amount of plot within the game? Well, this same question was asked when I was first compiling this list, and I'll tell you what I told him. There's a special privilege when it comes to movies, and that is interpretation. Any director could get their hands on the rights and make a fantastic Shadow of the Colossus film. So although the game lacks in a fully fledged plot, I would love to see what a director or a scriptwriter would come up with for this movie. Plus imagine the Colossi fights. Replay for days. Before we get to our number one video game movie, let's look at some games that would be amazing as movies but didn't quite make the list. When Guardians of the Galaxy came out, everyone lost it. Everything about it just worked. The space-like setting, the amazing color schemes, the out-of-this-world technology with a fantastic story and characters to boot. It all led to one amazing film, which is why the number one game that would be so awesome as a movie is Metroid. Not only could you put Samus into any situation with a basic story, but just imagine how beautiful this movie could look. Similar to Guardians of the Galaxy in more ways than one, it's easy to see how many possibilities this game has to offer. Fighting off space pirates and aliens, exploring off-world environments, cruising in Samus' ship, and meeting other bounty hunters. I truly think the movie could amount to some amazing feats and quite possibly destroy the video game movie curse. Which is why our number one game that would be amazing as a movie is Metroid. Thanks for watching DreamBridge Top 10. I hope you enjoyed it. Of course, this list was based purely on my opinion. So if you have a video game you'd like to see become a movie, go ahead and throw it in the comments. Also, we decided to change up our graphics a bit, so tell us in the comments if you like them or not. Anyways, this has been DreamBridge, and I hope you have a great day.